on August 10th of 2020, we embarked on a Bitcoin strategy. And when we did that, the enterprise value of our software business was about $66 a share. And as I'm speaking with you right now, the stock is trading $329 a share. No one's lost. If you actually look at the performance of Bitcoin since we actually bought $250 million of it and embarked on a Bitcoin strategy, Bitcoin's up 101%. That's the S&P's up 23%, the Nasdaq's up 15%, gold is down 12%, bonds are down 15%, and silver is down 28%. So in fact, Bitcoin smashed every single asset. The only thing that outperformed Bitcoin in that time period is MicroStrategy stock, up 166%. So we actually performed 1.6x Bitcoin. Now, if you look at what we could have done, we could have competed with the enterprise software companies in our industry. The best performing enterprise software company in that time period is Oracle. Oracle's up 39%. MicroStrategy's up 166%. IBM's up 2%. Salesforce is down 4%. SAP's down 40%. We're definitely not losing. Now, if you want to compare us to the best companies on earth, the strongest companies on earth that are more powerful than governments would be Google, Apple, and Microsoft. Those three big tech companies are up 58%, 46%, and 34% respectively. Amazon down 11, Facebook down 35, Netflix down 52. MicroStrategy up 167%. And one last factoid, out of the 500 S&P companies, there are only 14 companies that outperformed us in the time period. We outperformed 97% of the S&P, and the ones that outperformed us, you could have guessed, are like energy companies, and they were selling oil when oil hit $0 a barrel, and their stock smashed back. So we're totally fine. I'm fine. The company's strategy is working well. If you had said in the second quarter of 2020, I want you to come up with a strategy for a low-growth, mid-size software company to outperform every asset class, all big tech stocks, and every enterprise software company by a factor of 3 to 10, right? This is the only one that you could have come up with, and we actually did it. I think what throws people off is that the stock got volatile. Like the way we've done it is with volatility. The company's stock traded a few $1 million a day when we started. Now it trades hundreds of millions of dollars a day. The open interest and the options have exploded. The stock, has exploded up, exploded down, exploded up. It moves all around, just like Bitcoin, which has gone through almost 3 cycles in the past 2 years. So I would say, to summarize, conventional critics and conventional mainstream analysts, they don't get the crypto economy, they don't understand Bitcoin, and they hate volatility. And those are the people that would tell you, take all your money, put it in a bank account yielding 1% interest, and just don't lose it and don't bother us. But when we embraced the Bitcoin strategy, we did it because we knew that if we held our cash in a bank account, it was going to lose 20% of its purchasing power per year. And it has, as predicted. The money supply expanded by 40%. Single-family homes in the U.S. have increased in price 40%. If you had $500 million, it would have bought you the 40% less today than it would have bought you 2 years ago. So we had to do something for our shareholders at the time, and that something was buy high-quality digital property, and our choice was, we could suffer a non-volatile slow death, or we could get on a bumpy lifeboat, a big orange lifeboat, the Bitcoin lifeboat, and we're going to get tossed around in the ocean, but we're going to float, and we're going to appreciate over time. And when I started buying this stuff, Bitcoin was $9,000, $10,000 a coin, and we've just been consistently accumulating Bitcoin. We have not sold any Bitcoin. And if you're a short time horizon person and you want to look at making a trade in the past 3 months or 6 months, just about everything you could have bought in the world in the past 6 months is a losing trade if you have a short enough time frame. But if you have a 2-year time frame, Bitcoin's winning. It's winning over 4 years, it's winning over 6 years, it's winning over 8 years. And I just like to be in business more than 2 years from now. So that's why we did it. You know, we've been planning to do this for 4 years. So I just think we got caught up in some very colorful media. You may know, most people don't, I'm the controlling shareholder of MicroStrategy. I have 68% of the voting shares. And I started the company 33 years ago. So I've been the CEO for 33 years. I'm the chairman of the board. I'm the controlling shareholder. And I've been talking about Bitcoin for 2 years. And about 2 years ago, we promoted a gentleman, Phong Le, to be the president of the company. And he was the president and the CFO. So he's been running the day-to-day business hands-on as the president for the past 2 years. And 99% of the activity of the business is selling software. So we have 2,150 people. We sell software, we make software. We have thousands of customers. We do thousands of transactions a quarter. We hire hundreds of people a year. We train thousands of people a year. All of the activity is enterprise software. It turns out that once a quarter we do a Bitcoin transaction, and I talk about it a lot. So if you think about it, you realize that, you know, it's very logical for the CEO of the company to be the person that actually manages the day-to-day business, because all the transaction and all of the labor intensity is all about software. I don't need to be the CEO in order to oversee the Bitcoin side of the business, because I can do that as the chairman of the board and as the chair of the investments committee, where we provide oversight for Bitcoin acquisition, and maybe once a quarter we might do a big deal, like borrow 200 million or issue equity or something, or we might buy Bitcoin, but it really is something that can be best supervised at the board level. And the path for Phong to be CEO has been set in stone. Well, it's been set for years and years. He was promoted to Chief Operating Officer in 2018. And he's been the CFO of the company since 2015. So after 2 years as president, it made sense. It's very clear to the shareholders he was the heir apparent. And we hired a new CFO, a full-time CFO, Andrew Kang. He joined in May. And so once Andrew joined as CFO, that cleared the way for Phong to become president and CEO. I have been working with him hands-on to transfer the entire business to him for 7 years. It turns out that in the last 6 weeks, Bitcoin traded down. And when Bitcoin traded down, we ended up taking indefinite intangible charge in our Q2 results. That, by the way, it's like a $900 million charge. It was very colorful. I think it was cited by some critical journalist. But we'd already covered 700 million or 750 million of that charge by the time we even reported it. It's just the GAAP accounting doesn't let you write up your assets. So if you're positive, you just say, okay, well, this is normal succession and appropriate corporate governance. If you just want to write something trollish, you would pair the non-cash write-off with me taking the executive chairman role. But obviously, it has nothing to do with that. It's always been the plan for me to be executive chairman and for Phong to be the CEO. Because we were waiting we don't run the company based upon Bitcoin volatility. And we don't run the company based upon indefinite intangible accounting charges. That would be putting the interest of our shareholders after the optics of a random troll. We run the company based on what's best for the shareholders and what's best for the employees and what's best for the customers.